Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please, guys. NTSP615 Spring Boot MVC. Spring MVC. MVC code flow 27. Fine. What you said, right. Right, boss. Fine, guys. Yeah, I think everyone got crystal clear clarity on Spring MVC flow, guys. Come on, my dear. Crystal clear clarity, my dear. Come on. Spring Boot MVC flow or Spring MVC flow. Yes. Let me take the diagram little bit. Open, my dear. Say paste. Right, boss. In Spring Boot MVC, the following operations takes place automatically. Okay, guys. Tell me number one. Automatically. Dispatcher servlet registration, guys. Enabling load on startup. Dispatcher servlet registration enabling load on startup. Yes, guys. Automatically will happen now, boss. Okay. This uses okay programmatic registration of servlet component technique, boss. Okay. Programmatic registration of servlet component technique. Listen, guys, how many ways are there to register servlet with servlet container? Three ways of registering servlet component with servlet container. Three ways of registering servlet component with servlet container. A. Declarative approach. Okay. Declarative. Using web.xml, guys. B. What is that, guys? Declarative approach. Next. Programmatic approach. Oh, sorry. Annotation approach, guys. Annotation approach. Using @ web servlet. Using @ web servlet. Come on, next. Programmatic approach, guys. What approach, my dear? Programmatic approach. Programmatic approach using SC. SC means servlet context dot add servlet method. Add servlet method. This is my programmatic approach. Right, guys. Dispatcher servlet registration enabling load on startup happens automatically. This uses programmatic registration, guys. Okay, array, how dispatcher servlet is automatically registered with the servlet container is a big discussion, is a great discussion. But before that, I want you people to watch one video by this tonight at any cost. Already I have asked to watch the videos, guys. One more time I am requesting. Dynamic servlet registration, guys. Please watch this video tonight at any cost. Right, boss. Please watch this video at any cost, my dear. By enabling load on startup. Yeah, previously I shared actually this. By enabling load on startup. Next, guys, B. Dispatcher servlet created IOC container. Okay. This takes place from the init method of dispatcher servlet component. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Tomorrow all sessions are there, guys. Tomorrow all sessions are there. Happily comment plan. This takes place from the init method of dispatcher servlet component. Which method, guys? Init method. Seriously, from init method, this will happen. Okay. Next. See, guys. Handler mapping. Okay. Handler mapping component. Okay. Handler mapping component configuration. Yes, guys. Handler mapping. Okay. Request mapping, handler mapping class. Request mapping, handler mapping class becomes Spring Bean through auto configuration. Becomes Spring Bean through auto configuration. Yes or no, guys? Come on. Next. Handler mapping component. View resolver configuration, guys. View resolver configuration. Internal resource view resolver. Internal resource view resolver becomes Spring Bean through auto configuration. Internal resource view resolver becomes Spring Bean through auto configuration. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Come on. This is my dispatcher servlet registration, enabling load on startup. Handler mapping component configuration. View resolver configuration. E. Yeah, next one. Come on. Hey, we need not to do anything, guys. All these things will happen automatically. That's a really good news or not? Okay. Dispatcher servlet created. IOC container performs. See, configuration of Spring Beans happens automatically because of auto configuration, but pre-instantiation of those Spring Beans takes place. Pre-instantiation of those Spring Beans takes place. Come on. Pre-instantiation of those Spring Beans takes place because of okay. Manoj Darga, same. Handler mapping view resolver comes. Classes becomes Spring Beans automatically, boss. Through auto configuration. Based on the jars we have added, some classes will become Spring Beans automatically. Everyone remember that? Yes, I'm talking about the same thing. Dispatcher servlet created IOC container. Created IOC container performs pre-instantiation of singleton scope Spring Beans. Come on. Pre-instantiation of singleton Spring Beans. What guys? Service classes. Controller classes. Next. Service classes, controller classes, view resolvers. Array, that becomes Spring Beans. Here pre-instantiation. View resolver, handler mapping, DAOs, DAO classes, or repository implementation classes. Come on, remembered? Repository implementation classes and etc. Repository implementation classes and etc. This is A, B, C, D, E. Are you comfortable, my dears? Come on. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Right. These many things will happen automatically. We need not to worry about anything. Right, guys? Shall we start understanding one by one? And etc. These are the main things I would like to highlight. Super. Spring-web version.jar. Spring-web-MVC- version.jar files represent Spring Web MVC. Represent Spring Web MVC, guys. Framework. Okay. Listen, guys. Spring Boot. Spring hyphen starter hyphen web. Spring hyphen starter hyphen web represents Spring Boot starter. Spring Boot starter in Spring Boot MVC. Spring hyphen starter hyphen web represents Spring Boot starter in Spring Boot MVC. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Come on. Clear, guys? Is that clear? Is that clear, my dear? Convinced, my dear? Come on. Got the clarity? Okay, we have to worry about this one. Tell me, guys. Controller class. Controller class or handler class. Let us try to understand how to develop this. Controller class or handler class. Java class. It is a Java class annotated with @controller. It is a Java class annotated with @controller. Next. Okay, we generally take this class on one per module basis. What is this? Generally take this class one per module basis. Super, guys. This class can contain multiple handler methods. This class can contain multiple handler methods annotated with @request mapping. @request mapping having request path. Annotated with @request mapping having request path. Okay, guys. It is /path. It is a /path. Yeah, it is a /path, guys. Next. Sample class, guys. Sample controller class. Achana. The sample methods can have flexible signatures. The sample methods can have flexible signature. That means method names, return type, param types, params count is completely our choice. Completely our choice. Param types, param count is completely our choice, guys. Completely, solidly our choice. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Sample controller class, boss. Sample controller class. Public class, my controller. What was public class, my controller? Tell me. Yeah, this is how to make this class as a controller class, guys. @controller. Okay. Public return type. Return type. Method. Which I said my sample na. Okay. I can take return type as string. Method name as what? Okay. Show home. Are my choice, Rabba. My show home and my choice parameters. HTTP servlet request REQ. Nothing is fixed, guys. Nothing is fixed. Yes, boss. Here is the logic. Logic, guys. Logic for request processing or logic for request processing or logic for request delegation. Logic for request processing, logic for request delegation. Yes, here is my annotation, guys. @request mapping /path. I am taking this one as a home. I'm taking /home. So whenever you give request having path home, this will take the request, guys. A typical one looks like this. Method name is my choice, guys. Okay. Convinced, my dear? Return type. Request path is our choice. Parameter types and count is our choice. Method name is our choice. Come on, guys. Yes, guys. Yeah. Request path must start with /. Request path must start with /, guys. Request path must start with /. Yes, this is my return type. This is return type. This is method name. This is method name. This is method name. Parameters. Parameters. Cool, guys. So much user-friendly class or not? Okay, but listen. Allowed return types are. Allowed return types are. Yeah. Nearly 20 plus return types are allowed, guys. Nearly 20 plus return types are allowed for a handler method. But most of them are given by keeping. Most of them are given by keeping Spring REST in mind. Spring REST in mind. In Spring REST means web service, RESTful web services. Okay. Required for RESTful web services. In mind. In Spring MVC, we use very little, very little number of return types. In Spring MVC, we use very little number of return types. Okay, guys. What is this request mapping annotation? Request mapping annotation. Request mapping docs, guys. Here is my request mapping docs. Check it out. Return values, method arguments, return value. Right. Return values you observe. This is the list, guys. These are the various possible things. These many are allowed. Check it out. Return values. Response body, HTTP entity, HTTP headers, string, view, map, model, model attribute, model and view, deferred result, callable, listenerable future, response body emitter, SSC emitter, streaming response body. Come on. Reactive types, reactor, RX, Java, other types, any other return value. Any other return value, any other return value. I hope you convinced guys. Lot of return types are there. In that, how many we use, I will talk now. In that one, how many we use, I will talk now. Fine, boss. Yes, guys. What we use, guys? Any other means some conditions. Any return that does not match with any other earlier values in this table, that is string void, is treated as view, provided not a simple type as determined by Springer. Values are simple type remain unresolved. Understood? Other return types also allowed, string kind of thing. Yeah, what we use regularly. What we use regularly. I use string a rot. This is for Spring MVC. This is for Spring MVC. This also we use in Spring MVC, guys. Model attribute, not Spring MVC. Spring MVC. These are quite regularly used in Spring MVC. And the best in Spring MVC, guys. The best in Spring MVC. String as the return type is the best in Spring MVC. Got the clarity, guys? Come on. Guys, give me 2 minutes. The possible parameter types are, come on guys. Yeah, shall we see the list of possible parameter types, guys? Yes. Okay, now see method arguments. Method arguments. See the list of parameter types, my dear. Web request, native web request. Servlet request, servlet response, HTTP session, push builder. This is related to Spring REST. Principal, Spring REST, HTTP method, Spring REST, locale. We can use in both Spring REST and this one. Time zone, zone ID. We can use in both places. Input stream reader, we can use in both places. Path variable, we use a lot in Spring REST. Matrix variable, Spring REST. Request param, both places. Request header, both places. Cookie value, both places. Request body, we use a lot in Spring REST. HTTP entity, Spring REST. Request part, Spring REST. Map, model map, both places. Redirect attribute, Spring MVC. Model attribute, Spring MVC. Errors binding result, Spring MVC. Okay. Session attributes, Spring MVC and Spring REST, both places. UI component builder, guys. UI component builder, Spring REST. Session attribute, Spring REST or Spring MVC, both. Request attribute, we use a lot in Spring MVC. Any other argument means, again, same thing. Your choice, which are not matching with the above list. See the flexibility, Rababu. See the flexibility. We can design what we want. We can ignore what we don't want. If you take a fixed signature, what happened? 10 parameter, 9 of them may not be used by us. Service method signature is fixed. Do get method signature is fixed. Sometimes we don't use response object, but still we have to take response as a parameter. Sometimes we don't use request object, still we need to take request as a parameter, right? Do you think that headache is there in the flexible signature, guys? Do you think that headache is there when it comes to flexible signature? Really not there. Really not there. Come on. Okay, boss. $10,000, guys. Yeah, what are the possible parameters, guys? We use these two a lot. Request response, sometimes session. We use request param once in a while, request header once in a while. Yeah, these three things are the best. These three things are the best. These things are the best. Yes, guys. In Spring Boot MVC application, okay. If he plays, come on. In Spring Boot MVC application, in Spring Boot MVC web application, if he plays, come on. If he plays handler method, if he plays handler method, sorry, if he plays controller class, come on, under root package where @Spring Boot application class is placed. Then @Spring Boot application class is placed, then problem will not be there. Then what will not be there, guys? Then the controller classes will be deducted automatically. The controller classes will be deducted automatically. Yeah, generally, we do like this only now, boss. Generally, we do like this. Come on. Okay. Will be detected. I mean to say, detection is nothing but scan in Nabas. Will be scanned automatically. Come on. Regular Rababu. Detected. Acha, deducted as come on. Okay. You're worried about that, boss. Fine. Will be scanned automatically. Map, model map. @request head. @request pair. Allowed return types, guys. These are possible return types. Possible parameter types. I think you got the clarity, guys. Come on. Fine. Okay, this is about handler class, guys. Shall we concentrate on handler mapping, guys? Another component, handler mapping component. Handler mapping component. It is the component with whom dispatcher servlet handovers the request. It is the component with whom dispatcher servlet handovers the request. Okay. It is the component with whom dispatcher servlet handovers the request, guys. This component uses reflection API support. Internally to search for handler method in all controller classes. In all controller classes. Okay, finding the finding the matched handler method. Finding the matched handler method. Finding the matched handler method. Come on. And gives that controller class bean ID and handler method signature bean ID and handler method signature back to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet. To make dispatcher servlet, calling handler method on controller class object. On controller class object. Reflection API na. Oh, reflection API. I think you got it. I think the statements I have already given, Rabab, right? This in the diagram also, this is clearly there, right? Fine. All the handler mapping classes are ready-made classes implementing what interface, my dear? Implementing handler mapping interface. Handler mapping docs, guys. Handler mapping docs. Handler mapping interface, guys. Come on. Implementing handler mapping interface. org.springframework.web.servlet. Handler mapping interface directly or indirectly. Directly or indirectly, boss. Cool. Either directly or indirectly. Yeah. Spring MVC. Spring MVC API gives lots of predefined handler mapping classes for different situations. Okay. Mostly there will not be any need of developing custom handler mapping classes. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Custom handler mapping classes. Okay. Bean name URL handler mapping. Bean name URL handler mapping. Next. Okay. Controller class name handler mapping. Controller class name handler mapping. Understood my statement, guys? Okay. Simple URL handler mapping. Simple URL handler mapping. Next. Default annotation handler mapping. What's there, guys? Default annotation handler mapping. Super, super. After that, what next? Default annotation handler mapping. request mapping, handler mapping. Request mapping, handler mapping. Useful in XML driven configurations. Where guys, useful in XML driven configurations. Right, boss. After that, what next? Useful in, okay, annotation driven configuration. Useful in annotation driven configuration. Yeah, one thing guys, it's a D. Default in annotation driven configurations up to 4.x. Default up to 4.x. Default from, default in annotation driven configuration from Spring 5.x. Default in annotation driven configuration up to 4.x. Okay, from 5.x. Simply from 5.x, guys. Simply from 5.x. Are you getting my point, guys? Come on. Thoroughly enjoyed my statements, guys. Come on. From Spring 5.x, guys. So that means knowingly, unknowingly, every day we are going to work with this. In Spring Boot MVC, in Spring Boot MVC application. What application, guys? In Spring Boot MVC application. In Spring Boot MVC application. Tell me the in Spring Boot MVC application. What guys? Come on. In Spring Boot MVC application. In Spring Boot MVC application. Okay. The handler request mapping, handler mapping. Request mapping, handler mapping class comes automatically through auto configuration. Automatically through auto configuration. Suparna, you need not to prepare it explicitly. It will come automatically and will be pre-instantiated. Will be pre-instantiated. Tell me. Will be pre-instantiated. Okay. Automatically. Okay. Automatically because of the IOC contain the dispatcher servlet created. The dispatcher servlet created IOC container. Because of the dispatcher servlet created IOC container. Convinced, my dear? Got the clarity, guys? Super. I think you got it. Next one is what? View resolver. Already dispatcher servlet we discussed. Now view resolver. View component means JSP components, guys. So anyhow, we already know about JSP. So view resolver, controller, handler mapping, dispatch servlet, view component. These are the main component. Maybe for controller servlet, we'll be having helper classes like what? Service, comma, DAO classes. Got it? View resolver. Okay, view resolver component. Yes, guys. This component, come on. Right, guys. Yeah. Thank you. But from your side also, cooperation is required to take my good content. Okay, guys. Tell me, guys. This component takes logical view name. Array, in the diagram, logical view name. Given by controller class through dispatcher servlet. Through dispatcher servlet. Come on. Through dispatcher servlet. Maps with what, guys? Maps, nothing but links. Links with maps are okay. Maps are links with physical view component, name and location. Physical view component, name and location. Physical view component, name and location. Are you getting my point, guys? And returns the view object. Array, view interface implementation class object. View interface implementation class object having that physical view component, name and location. Super. Having that physical view component, name and location. Yeah, this view resolver does not execute view component. Come on. View resolver, come on. Identifies the view component. View resolver identifies the view component. Identifies name and location. See, resolver means what, guys? Identifier. I resolve the problem. I identify and solve the problem, right? Okay. Resolver is not the solution for the problem. He identifies and he will have a solution for the problem, right? Okay. View resolver identifies the name and location of physical view component. Okay. Physical view component and gives those details to dispatcher servlet. Those details to dispatcher servlet component. I hope you got the clarity, boss. Come on. Super, guys. All the view resolver components are the classes. Implementing. What is the interface, guys? Classes implementing view resolver interface. View resolver interface directly or indirectly. Directly and indirectly. Most of the times we work with ready-made view resolvers. Okay, that means there is no need of developing user-defined view resolvers. There is no need of developing user-defined view resolvers. Got the clarity, my dear? Got the clarity? Come on. No need of developing user-defined view resolvers. Yes, these are the various view resolvers we are having or not. Okay, let's have a look, guys. Internal resource view resolver. Next. There are a lot of things, guys. Internal resource view resolver. URL based view resolver. URL based view resolver. Next, resource bundle view resolver. XML view resolver. Internal resource view resolver. URL based view resolver. Tile view resolver. Okay. Tile view resolver. Bean name view resolver. Bean name view resolver. And etc. Okay, guys. Default in Spring Boot MVC application. Default in Spring Boot MVC application. Okay. Internal resource view resolver. View resolver will become Spring Bean automatically. What, guys? Automatically through auto configuration. Automatically through auto configuration. Auto configuration. And to supply inputs to this view resolver, take the support of. To supply inputs to this view resolver, take the support of application.properties or YML file. Application.properties file, YML file. Okay. In application.properties. In application.properties. Okay. There are some fixed keys, guys, and you have to supply values for that. Prefixes and suffixes you have to pass, boss. Done. Okay, what is this? View resolver configuration. In application.properties. View resolver configuration in application.properties. Yes, boss. Spring.mvc.view.prefix /webinf/pages dot extension. This is location of physical view component. This is extension or type of view component. This is location of physical view component. This is extension or type of physical view component. Got it, my dear? Okay, I will tell. Yeah, these are by default internal resource view resolver is activated now, and here I am providing inputs. Recollect your fundamentals. If any class is coming as Spring Bean through auto configuration, how do you provide inputs to that auto configuration process? How do you process inputs to that auto configuration process? Come on, my dear. Can you tell me, my dears? How do you provide inputs? Through application.properties or not? How do you provide inputs? Simply you will supply in the form of through application.properties. Don't forget that. Come on. You will supply through application.properties or not? Come on, guys. Yes, guys. Tell me. If the controller class supplied logical view name is home. Logical view name is home. Then the physical view component name will be /webif/pages/home.js /webinf/pages/home.jsp. This has become prefix na. This is prefix. Indirectly location. This is suffix. Prefix. This is suffix. Prefix. Nothing but location, boss. Location. Suffix, guys. This is extension, boss. Extension. This is nothing but logical view. This is seriously nothing but logical view. Logical view name. Got it, my dear? Yeah, this is nothing great. Nothing great. It won't do any magical things. Okay, internal resource view resolver by default activated. What is the received logical view name? Let us assume home. Then what is there? It can be anything. X. What is the prefix? /webinf/pages//webinf/pages/ what is the logical view name? X.jsp. Over. So indirectly, what is decided, guys? Physical view name is decided or not decided? Physical view name is decided or not decided? Okay. Right, boss. This physical view name and location goes to dispatcher servlet from view resolver in the form of view object. View interface. Tell me, implementation class object. view interface implementation class object. Come on, come on, come on. View interface implementation class object, guys. On this view object, from this DS gathers physical view component, name and location from the view object, and uses rd dot forward internally, rd dot forward or some other technique internally. Come on. Okay. To execute physical view component. Got it, guys? I think this part also you convinced. Array, everything what is there in the diagram only I'm talking, but I'm trying to introduce some technical stuff. Nothing great I'm trying to do here. Okay, sir. If you want to configure, other view resolver classes as additional classes, then we need to use @bean methods support. Bean method supports in @configuration class or Spring Boot application class. After all, Spring Boot application class is also configuration class. Got it, guys? Got it? By default, internal resource view resolver is coming. You want other than internal resource view resolver. If you want other than internal resource view resolver, you have to take something else into the picture or not? Come on. We need to take something else in the picture or not? I want reply from you people, guys. Come on, guys. Convinced or not, boss? Right. I think today you got somewhat technical clarity. Somewhat get 3 things I have introduced. Controller class, it's a flexible signatures of handler methods. Then handler mapping. Then internal resource view resolver. Literally, you need not to do anything with respect to handler mapping in Spring Boot application. It comes and it won't expect any inputs from you, right? But when it comes to view resolver, it expects what? Location and type from you as prefix and suffix values. That's why we have to go for it. Okay. We have only web starter only. Web MVC starter is not there. Manas fine. Web starter only will be there. Okay. Prefix plus. Come on. Spring REST is built on the top of Spring MVC. Spring MVC, LVN means logical view name, Rabab. Okay, LVN plus suffix. This is the system, boss, to get the physical view name. Spring REST is built on the top of Spring MVC. Technically speaking, there is no Spring REST module, guys. Spring Web only there. But some portion of Spring Web, which we use for distributed application development, RESTful application, we call it as Spring Web. We call it as Spring REST. Thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Have a nice time. We'll see first application, code-based flow in tomorrow's class.